everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well today. So if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie Jade. I post videos over here at least 3 times a week. I've got a vlogging channel and I upload daily on TikTok too. So I hope you're doing very well today. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out the brand new Revolution Artist Collection. So this is the Artist Collection Multicolour Face Palette, and I do also have the UV Paint Palette, but we're not going to be using that one today. So I'm really excited to try these out. I really hope you enjoy this video. If you do, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, leave me a lovely little comment and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. Without further ado, let's get started. Revolution have just launched their artist collection, and I actually really loved everything from the collection. They had so many gorgeous things and there was just so much to choose from, so I picked 2 things. I went for this palette here, which is their multicolour face palette. So this is the face paint tray. Then they also have this one here, which is a 6-pan UV paint palette. I haven't actually used UV makeup before, so I'm really excited to try this out. But I do need to buy a black light before we can use this. So this is one we're going to be playing with today. The actual colour story of this is gorgeous. I have so many beautiful colours, some shimmers, some mattes, so I'm really excited to dip into it. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm just going to really quickly put some primer on and we're going to get started. So I've moisturised and I've primed my skin, and now I want to get started. So what I decided to do is I'm actually going to use colour theory to create our own foundation for this instead of applying foundation first. So to do this, you need red, blue, yellow and white, and everybody's different for their skin type, but you can create your perfect foundation shade using these colours. So I've just got a regular brush here. I'm going to try with a brush first. If not, I'm going to scoop some product out and work from my hand with it, but we're going to see how it works. So I'm going in with the red first. Oh wow, that actually picked up really nicely on my brush. So I'm just going to start to apply little bits around my face. I'm not going to do my full face, I'm just going to do little sections of my face at a time. I'm going to split it into 3, do this side my forehead, then this side, just to make it work better, because I've done it before like that and then my skin's ended up drying. So since we don't really know the formula of this yet, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Going to go in with the yellow next, get some of that. Oh, I feel like we need a little bit more. The yellow's not as pigmented as the red is. Gets better. I do feel like you need to go in and like really press harder with the yellow to get it out, but that is fine. I'm just going to apply a little bit more than we did of the red. It's about getting the right balance of those colours as well. I feel like I personally need a lot more yellow and white than the other colours, because that's my skin tone. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with some blue. So I'm going to take this deep blue here. I'm guessing this one's going to be a bit more pigmented, so we shouldn't have much of a problem with it. Yeah, look at that. And I'm just going to put this in some of these gaps here. It looks so crazy, but you just need to trust the process. The first time I did this, I was like, yeah, no way that's actually going to work. And it did, and I was so surprised. I'm just cleaning that brush off again, because I'm cleaning it off between uses on a cotton pad. And then I'm going to go in with the white. This is the one that I'm going to use the most of. So I'm dipping into that. I hate using a face palette for the first time, because like, they all look so perfect. And then you dip into them and create like brush strokes and they just then get ruined. So I'm just going to apply this all over my face before we blend. This is how it's looking. I'm now going to blend. I don't know if I've put enough product on, but we're going to see how it goes. I'm just going to get a mirror so I can actually see what I'm doing. But colour theory really blows my mind. We're going to see how it goes. It does take a little bit of blending sometimes, but do you know what? I'm really impressed with this formula. It actually seems really blendable so far, but we'll see. And good thing about it as well is if you have, you know, if you create it and then you're like, oh, that's too dark, that's too light, that's too red, that's too blue, you can then use the other colours to counteract it. But do you know what? I think that's really nice. It may be a little bit too red, but for a first attempt, I don't think that's too bad at all. I quite like that. Could go a little bit darker, I think, if I'm honest, but do you know what? That's not bad at all. It does look a little bit light for my skin tone, but that's fine. We can use bronzer and stuff to bronze it up. I'm actually really impressed. So we're going to start doing the rest of my face. I probably won't do it all on camera because you've already seen me do it once. You don't want to see me do it for my entire face. But you can easily balance it out with different colours, which I really love. So I'm just going to start with a white now on this side. And that's just because that's what colour was on my brush. Just do some all over. And then I'm going in with that blue next. I think I should have probably used more blue on this side. I think that might be where I went wrong, but I still want them to match. So sad when you're dipping into a new palette. It really is so sad. There we go. I've probably used a little bit too much blue on there. Might have to counteract a little bit on here, but that's the thing. You can just play with it and just see how it goes and just add bits and add bits until you're happy with how it actually looks, which I love. I love just being creative and just being able to play. Then I'm going to go in with the red. Add some of this all over. And then we're going to do the yellow. And then get some of that. And then now I'm going to blend it in again. So do the exact same thing as we did on that side and just blend. I think I might be using a bit too much white, but I can then play with the other shades and make it a little bit better. It's actually blending so fast. Like, I'm really impressed with how well it's blending. I really like that. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with my forehead. This is how it's looking, and do you know what? I'm actually really impressed by that. So I'm just going to grab some bronzer and I'm going to bronze my face up. I'm not actually going to put any concealer on because that's not done a too bad a job, but then I want to play and get a little bit more creative with the palette. So I'm just taking the Revolution bronzer. This is the Pride edition, but it's just in the shade 0 to Warm. I absolutely love this. I use it all the time. I'm literally just going to warm my face up with this. It's like one of my ultimate favourite bronzers. If you've been on my channel a while, you know how much I adore this. So like I said, it does look quite pale, but a little bit of practice with the palette and I could probably get a much more natural and better shade for my skin tone. Do you know what? I really like it so far. I just want to get creative with it and like play with it now and do the actual fun bits. I do love playing with colour theory though. I do find it very interesting and very fun, but I just want to do something fun and colourful now. But that's actually blending into that really nicely. It's going really well. This is how it's looking. I feel like it's starting to come together a little bit more. I'm going to make my own blush using this palette. So I'm going to take this shade here, the pink, and the white, and I'm going to mix them together. Because I don't want the pink to be too intense because it's a very bright pink. But it does have a shimmer into that pink, so that's quite nice. It's a bit like a highlight too. And then the white is just to make it a little bit more subtle and less in your face, a little bit lighter. So I'm just taking the Made by Mitchell spatula to just scoop a little bit of product out, which makes me so sad to do. So I've got a bit of that pink, I'm putting that on the back of my hand. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the white, just get a little bit of that out and put that on the back of my hand. Then I'm going to mix them together, again using the spatula, to make a nice lighter pink. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. Look at that shade. That is such a beautiful shade. I love that. That's the thing I love about these colour palettes as well, is you can be so creative because you can create any colour on the planet and any shade of any colour using these palettes. So I'm just going to go in with this blush brush here by Real Techniques. I'm tapping into that. I absolutely love that colour. That's actually stunning. Do you know what? So far I'm really impressed that you could use this as a creative palette, but you can also use this just to create a natural makeup look or like a full glam look or whatever you want to create. It's such a pretty colour. I'm just going to keep layering this. And that's something else I've noticed about it, is layering products on top of each other and blending them out. It's blending really nicely, whereas some face palettes I've tried just don't blend and it ends up taking the product off underneath and it's just not the one. But this is gorgeous. I love that shade of blush. So I was trying to decide what to do for like my eyes. And I think I'm just going to have to do like a cloud design because it's one of my favourite things to do at the moment. I've really been loving that kind of thing. And I really want to try this blue. So I've already dipped into like these colours down here, the primer colours and the white, and I just want to try this blue because it looks stunning. I did want to use as many colours from this palette as possible, but that's just kind of like calling my name, so I really want to try it. So I'm just tapping in with this fluffy brush into that dark, well, the light blue, sorry. It's just like a perfect like sky shade, and I'm just applying it. Oh my god, that is so good. I'm just applying it like right over my eyes. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sure what the pigmentation was gonna be like, but clearly it's stunning. I'm just gonna do the same thing on my other eye, then we're gonna blend it out properly and make it look a little bit neater. But oh my days, that is absolutely unreal. That looks insane. I love it. I love the shade. I think it's perfect. So I'm just getting some on my lid as well. And now I'm going to make it a little bit neater. So I'm going to grab a mirror so I can see. I'm just going to neaten this up and blend it out. So I'm just buffing this out a bit there. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I love that shade so much. Do you know what? I think that'll do. That is actually so easy to use. I really like it. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what I was going to think, because when I tried the Brow Block by Revolution from their last like creator collection, I personally didn't like it. I don't know if it's just that it didn't work with my brows, but for me, I didn't like it and it didn't work for me. However, when they brought this one out, I was like, do you know what? I want to give it a go. I really love the look of the palette, and I tried it. And this was £7.99, which I thought was really cheap, especially for Revolution. Like, the UV palette, I think this was either £4.99 or £5.99. I think it was £4.99 for this. So for £6 UV palette being £4.99 compared to a full, what is this, £12? Yeah, full £12 paint palette being £7.99, I think is so affordable and like such a good deal. So what I'm going to do for the clouds is I'm going to use this shade here, which is like a really pastel blue with a bit of a tint of purple in there. It's really pretty. And I'm also going to use the white. So I'm going to use a mixture of these two shades to create like different textures and like different colours to look different distances, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just dipping into the palette with it. I'm taking Cotton Bud, and I'm just dipping in to that product that we've already gone in with. I actually saw this technique used on TikTok, I think it was, and I haven't tried using a cotton bud with clouds. I usually use like a brush, so I'm quite intrigued and quite looking forward to trying it. So I'm just going to start in the outer corner. Now I see what they mean. That is such a good way of applying. I love that. That is so good. And it's a very pigmented product, so you don't want to put too much on at once. I'm trying to put a little bit on and then layer it, because like with this kind of look you want to use a bit more layering, things like that. But I absolutely love that. That is so pretty. I can't wait to just like dig into this palette more and do so many different looks with it, because so far like I'm completely obsessed. Like that pink was stunning, and I love that you can just mix it with the white and make it a bit lighter or make it a bit darker if you want to. Like I absolutely love that. But it's working really well. So I'm going in with the other one now, that darker one, just because I really want to try it and see what it's all about. It looks like a really nice one. It does have like a sort of purpley undertone, and I'm going to use that on the cloud that we're creating there, just to start to go outwards with it. It's so pretty. It does look quite subtle and quite light, but I didn't want it to be like really in your face. I just want to have a play. And I'm really liking it so far. So again, on this side, do the same thing. One that I really want to try is the orange. I think the orange is going to be gorgeous. I think I'm going to do full swatches after this, because I just want to try all of them. Usually I do swatches at the start, but I just didn't today. Yeah, so pretty. I love the fact that it's got a black as well, because it's crazy how many colour palettes don't actually have a black. So I bought the Made by Mitchell colour palette, which I'm addicted to. Like, I'm obsessed with it. It's so nice. But it doesn't have a black, and it's so frustrating, because like there's so many looks that I wanted to do with it, but it didn't have a black, so I couldn't use it. But yeah, I love that. I want to try these shimmery shades here as well. I think they're going to be really pretty. So what I've decided to do is to start to layer it a little bit more. So I'm going again with that blue, and I'm just tapping into that again. And I'm just layering it up, so then it looks like some of the clouds are like in the distance, some are a little bit closer. I'm going to focus mainly on my lid for that, because I felt like that got less colour before. And then through my crease. So you can still see those clouds, but look a lot more faint, so it's like they're a lot more in the distance. I'm doing the same thing with this eye here. Again on my lid, and then just a little bit around. So you can still see them, but they're just a little bit more faint, so it does look like they're a little bit further away. And then I'm going to put a little bit more up here, just for that colour payoff. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the white again and just repeat that exact process. Grabbing my little cotton bud. I think I might actually do a couple with the brush as well as a cotton bud, but we're going to see how it goes. I'm just going to start off with the cotton bud first. But it's a really good method to use. I actually really like it. I wasn't sure what I'd think of it, but it actually does work really well. So I'll start there. And then taking it over a bit. I'm going to really layer that. That's something I'm really loving about the palette, is that you can layer the product and you're not having to worry about it pulling product off underneath, because there's so many paint palettes I've used that then pull the product off underneath and it just isn't the one at all. Gonna lift that up a little bit. I'm loving this. It's really, really pretty. I really want to dig into the green as well and the gold and silver. I think they look really, really nice. I think I'm going to go with the brush a little bit and have a go with that one too. So I'm just using the other side of the Made by Mitchell one that we use that spatula on. I'm just using the other side of that. And I'm just tapping into that white. Because this is the method that I would normally use when I'm like doing like clouds and things like that. And then I'm just going to pat that on. I think it makes it look brighter and more pigmented using the brush. I do still really like it either way. Yeah, I love that. That's so pretty. I do feel like I need a little bit of practice with it, because obviously all formulas are different, all palettes are different, but as a palette itself, I do really, really like it. Yeah, I feel like the white could be a little bit more intense, like a little bit more pigmented, but I do really like it. I think it's really, really pretty. This is now how it's looking. Do you know what? I'm really impressed. I want to do one last thing, and that is the lip. So I'm going to do, I kind of want to do like a nude lip. So I'm going to go in with like a really pale pinky kind of colour maybe. I'm not sure. We're just going to see how it goes and kind of make our own lip colour, because that sounds really fun. I love like creating different colours using palettes, like mixing colours. So I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of that pink, like a really small bit of that pink, because it's a very, very high intense, like that amount. It's a very, very high intensity product. Get a little bit of the back, that on the back of my hand. A little bit of the white. Just drop the palette. So I've got a little bit of the white on my hand, and we're mixing those together. And we've kind of got a very similar shade to that blush that we had, but we're not going to use that. I think I might add maybe a bit of orange. Let's add a little bit of orange and see what that looks like. Just want to experiment. Yeah, get a bit of orange and mix that in. Oh, that's quite a pretty colour, to be fair. I'm going to add a little bit more orange. I kind of want to go for like a dark brown nude kind of lip, but okay, so it goes. So we've created quite a corally colour now, and I quite like that, but I'm still not sold on it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a normal lip liner first before I do apply the lip, but I'm going to add a little bit more white, just a little bit, just a very little bit. I kind of want to go crazy, like add some like blue or something to make it a little bit darker. I'm also a little bit scared. So I have the tiniest bit of black in, like the tiniest bit of black, because I haven't used any black yet. Like absolute minuscule amount, like so small it's probably not even worth putting on. And then I'm gonna wipe my spatula before I mix it. Mix that in. Okay, that has actually deepened the shade up quite nicely, to be fair. Right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put some liner on my lips now and then use that shade in the centre. So the lip liner I'm using is the IRL Filter Finish Lip Liner, again by Revolution, and it's in the shade Frappuccino Nude. It's just a bit darker than my natural lip colour. I'm just lining my lips. It's really nice, and it actually smells quite nice. I can't figure out what it smells of, but it does smell really nice. And then for my inner lips, I'm using that colour we've created. I've just realised it's actually a really, really similar shade to a Revolution lipstick that I already have. Like, we kind of just created that, which is pretty cool. Just going to blend my liner in a little bit more. And then do you know what I've worked out it smells of? This is going to be the most random thing ever. I don't know if anyone had those like little fairy plastic trolls when they were younger, but I always did at my nana's house, and it smells just like that. I know that's like one of the most random things in the world, but it really does. Just grabbing that on my finger. and tapping it over the centre of my lid. That's actually really nice. Oh my god, that's actually so pretty. That is such a pretty shade. I absolutely love it. So this is it. This is now the finished result, and do you know what? I'm so impressed by that palette. I think it is so beautiful. You can use it for so many different things. You can use it as a foundation, as a blush. You can even use it as a contour. I just didn't have time to do a full face with it, but I'm actually so impressed. I love the eyes. I think they're just creative and different, a little bit abstract. The lips, do you know what? I was actually really surprised. I didn't think I'd be able to find a lip combo in there that I liked, but I really did. One of the best things about it, as I've said, is it has so many different colours in there that you can create almost any shade in anything in there, and the formula is beautiful. Like, it is so pigmented and so blendable at the same time that I'm so obsessed. So I'm just going to insert some swatches here for you guys so you can see them now, because I had to do some because I just want to try every single shade. But yeah, I absolutely love the palette, and I'll definitely be using this again. It's definitely on my TikTok, so make sure you look out for that. On my Instagram, things like that, so definitely look out for that. But that is going to be it from me for today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and leave me a lovely little comment, and please do subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!